Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 23 and another part of the Immersive Driver Career Mode with Alfa Romeo. Today we are back with the Italian Grand Prix, one of my favourite events of the year, one of my favourite tracks, of course, at Monza, and yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. Thank you very much for the support on the series so far. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate how much people are enjoying seeing this series and the ups and downs of it, and it does mean the absolute world. So do keep leaving a like down below if you are one of those people enjoying, and that'll help the channel out, help us grow, and help us find more people like yourself that are enjoying a bit of F1 23 action. Anyway, we need to have a little look at our R&D. We have got 3 aerodynamic upgrades in the pipeline. It's not going to be ready for this weekend, but should be ready for the following Grand Prix in Singapore. We need to make sure we've got the freshest possible engine on board for Italy. So we're going to stick in our final fresh components for a lot of the engine to make sure that we're in as good a position as we can be for this Grand Prix. So let's move forward.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select, as while you will receive a claim for beating them, you'll lose a claim if you fail to do so.
And that's absolutely fine. You can see we've got a big chassis upgrade coming as well, big durability upgrade. So, the performance of our car could really skyrocket a little bit in the next couple of Grand Prix. It's going to be pretty close though. And you've also got to remember that the other teams are developing as well. So we are very much the 9th quickest team going into this event. You can see where the red bar is. We are a significant chunk behind Williams, still a significant chunk ahead of Alpha Tauri, but it could be a bit of a challenging weekend. Aston Martin, Mercedes and Red Bull pretty close, followed by Ferrari, and then it's Haas, McLaren, Alpine, who are fighting for that 5th position, and Williams sort of cut adrift from us in 8th. Right, let's head to the race weekend and we'll get a bigger picture really of what's going on. But it's going to be a cracking Grand Prix, I think. I do think there's going to be some good racing. 19 laps, it's going to absolutely fly by as well. Absolutely love the Italian Grand Prix. But you can see, we've plateaued a little bit over the last few races, and that's a bit of a problem because we're now a decent way behind, and after a very tough Grand Prix last time out, we certainly need to come back, fight in this week and get ourselves back into the points hopefully, but it's going to be an uphill battle. I forgot to do my whole welcome along then to qualifying, didn't I? I'm just sat here in my own little world. That's how in the zone I am here in Monza. So welcome along to qualifying here in Monza. Qualify or practice pace looked pretty good. I mean, according to the qualifying sim practice program, we are expected to qualify 20th, although the lap that we put in the qualifying sim was enough for fastest in practice 1. Right at the end of the session. There's a little bit of moisture in the air. Don't think there'll be any rain, but I think it's definitely worth getting out there. A little look at the practice setup. Basically going for very skinny wings, trying to play on straight line speed. We know we're going to be probably coming from behind, or if we absolutely boss qualifying, we need the straight line speed to stay in front really. So let's get out there, let's see if we can put in a good lap and get ourselves through to Q2. A little skittish in the corners. I don't think this is our absolute best lap, but we'll see where it puts us. A little bit wide going into Parabolica then, and we take a nice wide line and head up into the start-finish line, and that is enough for 5th place at the moment, a 120.2. That's slower than our practice one time of a 119.9. So there's definitely more on the table, and we certainly have a lot of fuel, so I might go around again. Let's get this charged up, keep some heat in the tyres, and we'll go for round 2. No! We cut the corner, we're out of qualifying. Oh my god, look how much time we were gaining as well. Well, that just shows what the Immersive Driver Career Mode can do to you. Let's see what it would have been as we come up to the lines in the 19s. It's a 119.4. I'm intrigued to see where that would have put us on the grid. But we are out of qualifying at the first hurdle, and that's a big disappointment, really. A 119.4, to be fair, would have only put us up into 9th place. It's, yeah, a rude awakening, I think, the performance of our car and where we're at. But I think we might take this as an opportunity to take our brand new, fresh engine, start from the very back of the grid, and see where on earth we end up come the end of the Italian Grand Prix.
Welcome to the home of the Parabolica, now known as the Curva Alboreto, in tribute to the Italian motorsport legend Michele Alboreto. It's a long right-hander. It dares you to keep your foot as far down on the throttle as you possibly can. It's one of the great corners on the calendar, and we're here at Monza, ahead of the Italian Grand Prix. With top speeds up to 215 and an average lap speed of around 155 miles per hour, Monza's reputation as one of the fastest circuits in the sport is well earned. We have 11 corners on this 3.6 mile track, with the best overtaking chance coming into the heavy braking zone of the Turn 1 chicane. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Perez, Verstappen, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Ocon, Stroll, Gasly, Hülkenberg, Albon, Bottas, Tsunoda, Magnussen, De Vries, Oscar Piastri, Sargent, and the captain. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me once again for coverage of today's race is none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about the captain. They're in for a tough race today, as they'll be starting out of position due to a penalty from earlier in the weekend.
It's unfortunate, but it happens to everyone at some point. You just have to accept your fate, knuckle down, and get on with the business of making up that deficit during the Grand Prix. So they'll be pushing hard today. One to watch for sure.
Okay, so here we are down on the grid.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix, which means there's a lot of very important people here behind the scenes. I'd love to give them a strong result to watch today, plus a good result might make my post-race meetings a little bit easier.
So, yeah, I'm looking at the strategy. I'm thinking let's maybe start on medium tyres and end on softs. We have got plenty of soft tyres to utilise, and I think that would be good if we could just take those mediums a little bit further into the Grand Prix and try and get out of the rabble, if you like, and get onto those softs for the second stint and give ourselves every chance to pull off something good. I mean, I'm really excited for this race. It's going to be, hopefully, the comeback of all comebacks from the back of the grid. A long time until we get to have our practice start.
Launch lap is good, but we need to learn the gears. So go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Obviously, turn 1 is going to be absolute mayhem, you would imagine. And probably isn't going to be our place to overtake people today. You know, I think our place is probably going to be later in the lap, later in the Grand Prix. We'll obviously try and jump as many people as we can on a very long run up into turn 1. But we need to look after the car. We cannot have any damage today. It's got to be full beans. It's got to be our absolute best. That's what we have to pull off today to get any resemblance of a good result. And we've got a brand new fresh engine in there, fresh gearbox, so we've got
no rain expected, no rain expected for the time being.
The absolute peak performance of this car. And, you know, looking at the qualifying times, I think, you know, 1:19.2, 1:19.1 might have been what we could have pulled off today, which might have been enough for about 14th or 13th on the grid, around about where our teammate is. So, you know, that's where we're at with the car. We're not a Q3 runner anymore. You know, I think we were a lot closer to the midfield, and myself and Bottas were able to drag the car to places that it shouldn't really be, but now we're so far off the pace that actually getting into Q2 would have been an achievement. So it is what it is. You know, we would have made it into Q2, but you know, we've got to move on. It's an opportunity to get ourselves a brand new engine, and that's exactly what we've went for. So here we go, ready for the lights. Lights out, away we go here in Italy. It's a decent launch off the grid. We're going to pull to the right-hand side here and really try and take advantage of the fact we got a better launch. We're slightly on the grass there, and we need to be careful going into turn 1. Let's not lose the front wing. We go down the inside. There are yellow flags here, and we get a warning for a collision with Magnussen. I disagree wholeheartedly with that. I think that was more him. But now we go into the Curva Grande, try and push Yuki Tsunoda as wide as we can, but need to be careful going into this little section before we get to the Lesmos, and we're all right. But up to 16th after the first few corners and getting ahead of the medium tyre runners, I think that was very, very important. And now we've just got to try and hang on to the coattails of what will surely become a bit of a DRS train in this race, and then make our extra engine power work. That's the plan anyway. We'll see if it comes to fruition. Ooh, dearie me, that was pretty sketchy, and we managed to hold off Yuki Tsunoda there, but that could have been absolutely awful. And once again, our straight line speed doesn't look great, but you can see a big gaggle of cars ahead. We're going to use a little bit of overtake to try and catch up to these guys, but I think it's going to be turn 1 where we do, and they're side by side. There's surely going to be contact going into turn 1 here. Surely there's going to be contact. Well, they managed to go through all very nice, all very slow, and that's going to give us a lovely little exit now, and right in the gearbox of Alex Albon round the Curva Grande. This is going to be really, really close. We've got so much overspeed. Oh, well, well, we're okay. We didn't lose any front wing there, amazingly, and we get another warning for a collision with Magnussen. But that was crazy. I just couldn't get through. We had so much more speed than them in the slipstream, but we couldn't get through. Just need to check the front wing's okay. I think it is. Very, very fortunate. And well, here comes Oscar Piastri in the McLaren, and we use a little bit of overtake to just stay in front for now, but with DRS that's going to be an ever more difficult task as we go through Ascari for the first time. This is insane. We've got more cars in slipstreams and ready and waiting and raring to pass into Parabolica now. If anybody has any understeer, there's going to be contact. There's going to be a big crash. But we're okay. We all survive on to lap 3 of this Grand Prix. Well, look at this. We're going to be 5 wide going into the first corner. We've got to watch Oscar Piastri as well. And once again, everybody all very nicey, slowy. And we're going to have another chance at these guys into the Curva Grande, and I think we're going to get Kevin Magnussen this time. We're side by side. And look at this, we are through. But will Kevin Magnussen hold it down the inside? Yes, he will. We'll give him the space, but we managed to make it through round the outside of that corner. And, well, we desperately needed that, didn't we? And we desperately need to stay within DRS range, and we have just about done that. DRS open, and you can see, I think, is it Lance Stroll and Pierre Gasly? Yeah, it is. And now Albon and Stroll were side by side momentarily there. A little bit of ERS out of Ascari, and we stay just behind Alex Albon. But look at this, Kevin Magnussen right in our slipstream. He's going to go down the inside, potentially, of Parabolica. We leave him the space and get on the power nice and early there. But Albon now having a look at Stroll. I don't think, well, Stroll does have DRS amazingly. We've got DRS as well, and we could have a little look into turn one as we're 3 wide. Going into the first chicane. Oh, this is close, and there's contact. Not too dissimilar to Hamilton and Verstappen, but we're all right. We make it through somehow without any damage. I'd love to have a look at that on the replay. Let's have a little look. We were 3 wide. And I think we were fair enough. We left space. It was because Albon on the right-hand side then turned in. Well, actually, let's just have a little look at this. Maybe on board of Lance Stroll. This is quite hilarious, really. You've got us on the inside there. We go round. And, well, we make contact first. But then look at Albon on the outside. And we're just passengers at that point. Who's the first to back out? I don't actually know. We get spun a little bit. How on earth we haven't come out of that with any damage, I don't know. But they're going to surely have an almighty slipstream as we go into turn 3. Wow, well, look at that. I don't know what happened there. We locked up the rears. But we're okay, and we're up into 13th as it stands. Well, it's not taking us long here to actually catch up to Valtteri Bottas and Pierre Gasly up ahead. Mainly because they're battling out. The guys behind are battling it out as well. We've managed to just sort of escape it, and we're now into a part of this Grand Prix where we can just sort of look after the car a little bit. Look after the tyres, make sure that our temperatures are where they should be, and just settle down a little bit. We don't need to use too much ERS, and just slowly close in, particularly in turn 1, and we've got some yellow flags up ahead. Not sure entirely what's happened here.
Green flag.
I think there was possibly just some contact, but yeah, I mean, you can see we've made it a second on Albon in this lap just because we've stayed out of trouble, if you like, and I think that's going to be really important when we come to pit stop time. But once again, Bottas has got DRS on Pierre Gasly ahead. He's going to try and make it through, but they're going to be side by side into turn 1, and you tend to find that they go a little bit slower.
You're going to start losing some tyre grip anytime now.
But it's been a really exciting Italian Grand Prix so far. 7 laps gone. 3 laps until the pit stop. Well, we've now got into DRS range, and that's going to keep us nice and close to this battle now. And this is going to be the battle for 11th place. And you would imagine their tyres are going to drop off as well now. But look at how much gap we've got to Magnussen behind. 6 seconds now. So It's pretty crazy, really. So here we go. We're going to have DRS down this main straight. And some people are in the pit lane. So this is really our time to shine here. I think all of those are going to drop into that group behind. Oh, and Bottas is locked up there. And that's going to give us a possible chance on Pierre Gasly here. And look, we're right in that slipstream. Got no luck there and just sort of holding back here. It's next lap that we're going to be on the soft tyres, so we've got this lap and the next lap to get through. So just got to make sure we don't shoot our shot too soon. So here we go. There goes Gasly past Bottas. Are we going to be able to get past him as well? Well, Bottas comes over to defend. But we might have a chance. Oh, well. I was going to say we might have a chance up in the Parabolica, but a little bit of dirty air meant that we couldn't get on the power too soon. I think a bit of an old switcheroo might be in order here. Round Parabolica. We've got a nice little exit here. Both of them go into the pits.
The Alfa Romeo driver
and we get
stopping now.
DRS now.
Valtteri's in the pits. In this lap,
Remember,
push
we're
now.
into the pits this lap, and we're going to be going on to the soft tyres. So this is huge for us. You can see 6.5 seconds ahead of Sargent. Leclerc fighting with him as well.
4.3 seconds.
But this is the thing, people in minor points, they're going to be fighting some of the back markers to get through, and that's surely going to give us a little bit of an overcut because we're in clear air, and that's going to be massively helpful. The big test will be really where we come out compared to Gasly and Bottas, but they're in a bit of clear air, so I think they'll probably undercut us a little bit. But we are coming in this lap, so big pressure on this. So here we come, round the final corner. And we're coming into the pit lane. And here we are. Pit lane time. And we need a good one here. And we're in.
Okay, off we go.
We
Back
are
into
away.
the race.
Nice
Perfect job
pit
from
stop.
you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with
And
that.
here come Gasly and Bottas. I think we're going to be side by side with Bottas here.
Let's go.
We might even be in front of Valtteri Bottas. Well, we are, and that's actually huge. And remember, we're on the soft tyres here, brand new soft tyres, so in theory we should be able to fly away from Bottas, but he's going to stick in our slipstream, hopefully, and we can pull him towards Pierre Gasly. But that's very, very interesting. And we come back out in 13th place. And some of the other medium tyres drivers haven't come into the pits just yet. So that sort of explains why we're lower than we were. Well, there goes Bottas, and we don't really want to fight him too hard with DRS. But we can into the Curva Grande. Oh, and this is going to be... Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be close, but I think Bottas was wise to that. There's no need to push us too hard. We ultimately, we've got a better engine, we've got better tyres. I don't think Bottas is fighting with us today. He needs to sort of use us to try and get back towards Gasly in that battle. And Gasly's in P10 at the moment, so this is for World Championship points now, this battle. Bottas just struggling slightly to stick within a second of us. And here we go. And Hulkenberg not too far down the road either. DRS enabled. I don't think we're going to manage to get past him here. So just brake nice and gently down into that corner. And we are away now. And this is going to be a bit of a chance. I'm thinking perhaps just stay behind him until the DRS zone. A little bit of grass on our tyres, that's not going to help. Into the Lesmos. We lose a little bit of time, so that's just going to delay us getting past Gasly a little bit. We have got some yellow flags, and it's Logan Sargent that is out. I'm hoping there's no safety car, because that would really bring people back into this race. That's the thing, it's a little bit like the Indy 500, this one. If you lose the DRS train, then you're going to be cut adrift. So here we go.
Gap to your teammate behind is 2.5 seconds.
And we are through on Pierre Gasly and into the top 10, and tell you what, Hulkenberg seems to be struggling on those medium tyres. So we could get him as well. Norris on the hard tyres. I don't know how quickly we could possibly catch up to him. Yellow flags through this section, and I'm a bit surprised that Logan Sargent hasn't caused a safety car there. He's a little bit in the firing line.
Okay, clear.
That's for sure. But yeah, they seem to do it for debris rather than anything else. And there goes Gasly. He's back through, and that might not help us, because he's gonna surely get into the DRS range of Nico Hulkenberg fairly soon.
And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining.
But I don't know, we'll see. Well, Gasly made it through on Hulkenberg. We're now going to try and make it through on Nico Hulkenberg. Damn it. Oh my god, how has that not ended up in front wing damage? I don't understand. I do not understand. I really want to prove to you guys that our simulation settings, there you go, car damage is on simulation. How on earth have we got away with that? That is ridiculous. But the problem is, we're now out of the DRS range of Pierre Gasly, and I think Hulkenberg will make it back past here. It was a very risky move from our part. And yeah, Hulkenberg is through. I think our tyres might be hitting the cliff a little here. Well, but look at the difference in speed we have, and wow, look at that though. We have so much understeer. Steer central there.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
DRS this time, but we have got better straight line speed than Pierre Gasly. So we're back up into the top 10. We're back to getting a World Championship point at the moment. But how on earth that didn't result in us losing our front wing, I really don't know. It was a good move on Hulkenberg, but then with Gasly turning in, there was nowhere for us to go. So, yeah, we're just very lucky that didn't end our race there.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 4.1 seconds.
And there goes Hulkenberg. He's back through into the top 10, and we might be able to use him to get closer to Gasly. Well, we go around the outside, we are through. But yeah, we have lost a bit of time to Gasly through that. I was hoping to maybe use the DRS, but he just isn't quick enough in a straight line for us not to just fly past him. I think he's going to have DRS on us again here. Yeah, that's the thing, on a straight we're pretty quick, but just not near enough to Pierre Gasly to make a move. And well, we've got just over a lap to go. There goes Hulkenberg. Let's try and use him for a bit of DRS here on the final lap of this race. So here we go.
Final lap, push, push.
DRS enabled. How much extra time will this give us? Decent amount, to be fair. Final lap now. Just 1.3 seconds behind Pierre Gasly. It climbs and it climbs, though, as we run out of ERS deployment. But we're going to be aggressive into the Les Moors. We just don't have the superior tyre grip that we had before. And we are running out of fuel, but should be okay. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there, and that's going to give Nico Hulkenberg a chance, but he can't get through. And Charles Leclerc wins the Italian Grand Prix for Ferrari. Good result for him. Are we going to be able to hang on here to 10th place and get a point for Alfa Romeo from the back of the grid? Yes, we can. That was an awesome Grand Prix. Hope you enjoyed that one. That was a cracker.
There it is then, victory in the Italian Grand Prix, an historic race and an achievement they can be immensely proud of. What do you think it was today, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
There you go, and those Mercedes boys just behind him as well. Of course, Lewis Hamilton pushing all the way. George Russell's won a couple of Grand Prix this season as well. But what an amazing moment. Charles Leclerc wins the Italian Grand Prix for Ferrari. And look at all the fans there. Absolutely love the podium at Monza. Can't wait until we're stood up there soon. And well, as I say, we've done
Let's see how
very,
the
very
driver
well
standings
to
have
get
changed.
into
Max
the
Verstappen
points
should
there.
be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through
Max
the other drivers
Verstappen
today
is
without a care
just
in the world. He was
the
definitely
lover
my
boy
driver
of
choice.
every
Let's move on to the
single
constructors.
driver of the
The lead
day
at the top
decision.
comes down after a strong
Unbelievable.
weekend from the challenging pack. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
But yeah, you know, we did well, got into the top 10. Valtteri Bottas had a good race as well in 12th. We certainly seem to have race pace today in both sides of the garage, which is absolutely awesome. But Charles Leclerc wins ahead of Hamilton and Russell. Max Verstappen finishes 4th ahead of his teammate Sergio Perez. Esteban Ocon finishes a brilliant 6th for Alpine ahead of Carlos Sainz in 7th. He'll be disappointed. Norris 8th, Gasly 9th, and we round out the top 10. Into the drivers' standings then, Max Verstappen 42 points ahead of Sergio Perez currently. Russell, Leclerc and Hamilton not too distantly behind, but certainly need to get their skates on if they want to get back in to this championship. Carlos Sainz there in 6th, Fernando Alonso a comfortable 7th at the moment, Lando Norris in 8th, and we're currently in 9th, and Stroll rounds out the top 10. Bottas currently 13th. Into the constructors then, we drop down to 6th place after McLaren's good result this Grand Prix. They're back up to 5th. It's going to be an interesting battle between now and the end of the season of who can come out on top of that battle, and I'm certainly hoping that with our upgrades that we've got planned, we can make a bit of progress back up the grid. But yeah, AlphaTauri bottom, Williams in penultimate position, and Haas currently in 8th. It's not been a great season for either of those teams. Right, let's continue on then. I mean, it was an awesome Grand Prix, definitely some good memories from that 3 wide into turn 1 with Stroll and Albon. That was awesome. It was really, really good. We were just a complete passenger. We were caught between the 2 cars. How on earth our car came through without damage, I have no idea, but damn it. Damn it. Those aerodynamic parts have not come through, and that's huge, really. That's a big setback. As well, Aston Martin taking an even bigger step now at forward, and well, we've got the Singapore Grand Prix coming up. We should have our major chassis upgrade in place by then, but still not going to be enough, really. Yeah, we needed those 2, you know, DRS and front wing upgrades that would have really given us a big step forward, you would say. But hey, it is what it is. We have got, what's that, 8 races left. Singapore next, and then Japan. I think it's going to be a couple of tough races. I've heard Qatar is an amazing track this year, so I'm looking forward to getting involved in the Qatar Grand Prix. Always love the USA. Never quick round there anymore, but it's one of my favourite tracks. And then Mexico, Brazil, Vegas, and the United Arab Emirates to finish off the season. So that's where we're going to leave it for today. If you have enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below, subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.